This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Good evening, I'm Sanjay Pinto. 2 decades ago, a student reportedly failed in his class 12 exam. That was in Mumbai. Today, there's a whole chapter on this student in the Maharashtra board syllabus. The world knows this student as Sachin Tendulkar, worshipped by millions of fans as the god of cricket. Now today, the higher secondary or plus 2 exam results are out here in Tamil Nadu. TV channels and newspapers are flooded with pictures and press releases from schools and parents of toppers. There will be those half-page ads with pictures of students who scored centums in 4 or 5 subjects splashed in all the newspapers tomorrow. But we've decided to not follow the beaten track or to contribute to that crazy rat race out there that hinges on fractions and decimal points. While we do congratulate the toppers, we will throw the spotlight on average performances, on those who also ran their race, on those who may not have scored centums or even managed distinctions and first classes. We have a big panel tonight. All the voices required for the big question: is success determined by marks? Joining me live tonight, legendary tennis player Anand Amritraj, Mr. Manohar, principal of MCC School, Dr. N. Rangarajan, psychiatrist of Fortis Muller Hospital, Joshua Samuel, COO of Covenant Consultants, Munira, a parent, and Swati, a school topper. This is a special 1-hour bulletin with a good 30 minutes for that debate coming up right after the headlines with Divya. Divya?
Thank you, Sanjay. And here are the top stories on the news tonight. More students do well in plus 2 exams, notching up the pass percentage. K. Rekha from Hosur is the state topper this year. 2 girls
Very joyous moment for me and my family, for the entire school. We have been trying so long for this such kind of results.
Corporation schools record an overall pass percentage of 86.41. NDTV Hindu profiles a tsunami victim who has battled all odds to score 1174. Villupuram sees the state's second topper as well as the first suicide. A student hung himself last night afraid he wouldn't clear the boards. Returning from a summer break in Kodanath, Jayalalitha refuses to comment on Kanimuri and the 2G trial.
Orders for the 14th. So I would prefer to reserve comment until we know what the court decides on the 14th.
Vaiko presses for engineering and medical counselling in Madurai, Trichy and Coimbatore so that students do not have to converge in Chennai. And the Manmadan of Tamil cinema, Singhu, speaks to NDTV Hindu, says he is absolutely happy doing what he wants.
So I'm looking forward for this film, and I think Dharni will definitely, do a better job.
And let's also bring you the news making national headlines. Strange and surprising, the Supreme Court stays the order on Ayodhya, observing the Allahabad High Court gave relief not sought by anybody. Land wars become a flashpoint yet again. Protesting farmers find support in politicians. It's Mayawati versus the rest. US filed second charge sheet in the Rana case, 5 including a Pakistan major charge for conspiracy to bomb Indian public places. Delhi Daredevils captain Virendra Sehwag of the remaining 3 games of the IPL needs immediate shoulder surgery. It's over to Sanjay now.
Thank you, Divya. Well, actually, students are luckier than politicians. They don't have to wait till Friday for their results. The plus 2 students have got it today. That long wait is finally over with the results for over 8.2 lakh students having been declared. And here's an account of how those results panned out.
They simply could not stop smiling. And who can blame them? Months of hard work has paid off for most of them. And very handsomely for a few like Rekha. The Hosur girl from Sri Vijay Vidyalaya Matriculation School was the state topper with 1190 marks. Meanwhile, for Sandhya and Swati, who are toppers in Chennai, this was their moment to bask in all the glory.
I'm completely elated, overwhelmed in fact, and very joyous moment for me and my family, for the entire school. We have been trying so long for this such kind of results.
It gives me immense pleasure both for me and my family. I feel very happy to see all my teachers and my parents so joyful, and if we feel proud of our school, our teachers, our parents, everybody, and I feel very happy even for my friend who has got a state first.
So what is the secret of their success?
I don't believe in reading all day long because it strains your mind. You don't retain what you study. 2 hours you study, 1 hour you study, you take rest, then you'll retain what you study.
Even the numbers set a record. The overall pass percentage is 85.9%, the highest in over a decade. And while most students passed out this year compared to last year, girls again scored an edge over boys. 89% of girls who wrote +2 passed, while only 82.3% boys cleared the final school exam.
I don't believe in reading all day long because it strains your mind. You don't retain what you study. 2 hours you study, 1 hour you study, you take rest, then you'll retain what you study.
But tragedy did not fail to leave its mark. On Sunday, Shivachandran, a student, hung himself fearing failure. Among the heartwarming tales is the one of Durga, a differently abled student who topped in geography.
நான் வந்து படிக்க வேண்டியது வந்து ஒரு நாளைக்கு வந்து கண்டிப்பா 6 சப்ஜெக்ட்டும் படிச்சு முடிக்கணும் அப்படினு ஒரு எய்ம் பண்ணி படிப்பேன். ஒவ்வொரு சப்ஜெக்ட்டுக்கும் 1 hour வெச்சு எய்ம் பண்ணி படிப்பேன். அது கண்டிப்பா அந்த நேரத்துல நான் கண்டிப்பா முடிச்சிடுவேன்.
நானே வந்து நினைச்சு பார்க்கல எங்க துர்கா தேவி இது மாதிரி படிக்கன்னு சொல்லி. பட் அதே சமயத்துல பேரண்ட்ஸ் வந்து என்ன படிச்சிருக்காங்க அப்படினு சொல்லி ஒரு கேள்வி கேட்பாங்க ஸ்கூல்ல போனோம்னா. அந்த கேள்வி கேட்கும்போது எங்களுக்கு வந்து கேள்விக்குறியா இருந்தது. காரணம் என்ன நாங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் படிக்கல. படிக்காதனால வந்து எங்க புள்ளைய வந்து எடுப்பாங்களோ எடுக்க மாட்டாங்களோ ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டேன் பயந்தேன். ஆனா உண்மையிலேயே சொல்லப்போனா கடவுளுக்கு சமயம் இவங்கலாம் நினைக்கிறேன் நான். எங்க பாப்பா வந்து சூப்பரா காப்பாத்திட்டாங்க.
The state may feel that it deserves a pat on its back for the stupendous results this year, but with next year the focus shifting to Samachir Kalvi, the common school syllabus system, the government needs to work harder just like the +2 students. In Chennai, this is Krishnamurthy for NDTV Hindu.
All right, this is that big Marxist debate as you just saw on your screens, and from our star-studded panel, let's go across first to Anand Amritraj, the legendary tennis player. Anand, thank you very much for joining us. I know you're all set to go back to the US, but what would you say, Anand, to all those parents who believe that marks determine your future?
Well, that's entirely true, because being smart in school and getting the best marks and the best grades in school or even in college for that matter doesn't necessarily make you a success in life. I mean, there's so many people who've done average or below average in school or college and just scraped through, who have done phenomenally well. Even in our family, Vijay was not the best student either in school or in college, but he's had the greatest of success. He's a UN Messenger of Peace and probably the most famous Indian sportsman abroad. And in school, he was sickly most of the time. My mother used to have to help him out all the way through, and she sat in the classes more than he did. And all that in the final analysis made very little difference, because he was able to use his personality and his charm and his tennis to get where he is.
Well, most certainly charm, yes. But Anand, correct me if I'm wrong, we are told that after all you're my illustrious super senior in school. So are your other brothers. Apparently when the Amritraj brothers passed, your mother used to go around distributing sweets. Is that true? And how much does parental support or parental pressure actually matter in academic matters?
Well, it was especially when Vijay or my other brother Ashok used to pass the exam, there were certainly sweets going around. If I didn't come within the first 3 in the class, there was all hell broke loose. So it was different standards for all of us. But yes, it was a big event. My mom was big on the sweets. Whether we won a tennis tournament or we finished high in our class, the sweets and the chocolates and balloons were going around.
All right, Anand, one final question. I know you have to rush to the airport, but in the game of life, what really matters if it's not marks, as you say?
Well, I think it is more personality, more charisma, what you make of yourself in life, how you take your opportunities, how you, of course, the most important thing is hard work. So, and you find something that you're passionate about and you work really hard with it, and hopefully things fall your way. I mean, there's always a bit of luck involved, whether it's tennis or business or whatever. There's always an element of luck. But hard work is number one, and just following your dreams.
All right, following your dreams, living those dreams. Thank you very much, Anand, for joining us. Let's cut across now to our panel. Let's go first to Mr. Manohar, principal of MCC School. I know it's been a hectic day, so we appreciate your time, Mr. Manohar. Thank you for joining us from the Hindu studio there. Let me put the principal on the mat for a change. How much did you score when you were in class 12?
I scored around 60%.
Would you have got admission in your own, in any college in MCC if you had got 60% today?
Yes, there are colleges which would admit a student at 60%.
All right. I can see that you're not really smiling. I was just pulling your leg, Mr. Manohar. But honestly, how much do you really push your students to score centums and to get those state ranks? Be honest.
Yeah, as far as my school is concerned, I am more interested in seeing that a boy is able to achieve the target that is set for him. It is not that centum makes a person to really get what he has wanted. It is only the thing that he has to reach to that level to what he is capable of, and that makes that boy satisfied.
All right, let's go across to the psychiatrist, the expert here, a person who reads people's minds so well, Dr. N. Rangarajan, psychiatrist of Fortis Mallar Hospital. Doctor, thank you very much for joining us. You heard the principal there. In today's what we call a rat race, where people view the mark sheet as a passport to success, how acute is the pressure going by the cases you've been seeing, Doctor, in your several years of practice?
Yeah, I mean, the system says that you got to get your marks to get into a good college. So the parents say that you got to get your marks, and the children and the teachers push you for the same. I mean, like you said earlier, is those photographs which come on the papers, each college, each school kind of crowing success of 100% and triple centums and whatnot. Now that's the game everywhere, and a kid who does not seem to make the grade seems to fall by the wayside. So what the general impression which is built to all the kids is this +2 is one big hurdle to cross. It's one torrent to swim. You know, like it's like tough navigating through this, and once you're through this, everything done for life, which I think is absurd. I mean, your school final is an important landmark in life. I mean, it takes you from being a kid onto a bit more of a grown-up guy. You move into learning something which is going to kind of be useful to you in your line of specialty, to help you kind of mature out in many ways, build up your personality and all that. But it should all start in the schools. I think it's a system which kind of puts all of them under pressure. I mean, a kid kind of, I've seen kids kind of who get very upset and say, Doc, the way I work, I get about 91%, but only if I get 96% or 98%, I stand a chance of getting,
Very true, Doctor. In fact, when I called up a friend's son this morning, he was very upset and he sounded so depressed. I asked him, well, what's wrong? I hope everything's fine. He said, I got 92%. I said, but why are you so depressed? And he said, no, I was expecting 95%. I want to bring in Joshua Madan Samuel, the CEO of Covenant Consultants. Joshua, you're in the business of recruitment.
Yes.
Tell me, how much do marks really matter for a candidate poised to join the workforce? Because when I joined NDTV 14 years ago, I'll be honest with you, no one really asked for my marks.
Absolutely, Sanjay. I mean, with all due respect to all the people who topped the examinations today, I mean, I sincerely believe, coming from, the recruitment fraternity, that marks really don't matter. I'm absolutely, worried to see a student who actually committed suicide, and he felt that that's the end of the world. And I believe life is like a boxing match, and probably the +2 results today is probably only the first round. And there are 14 more rounds in life left, and this is absolutely nothing. And I don't understand why the so-called society so much brags about the marks, and the people who are not toppers, the people who have not scored 95% and above, doesn't mean they're not winners. And again, from a recruitment fraternity, I can say it's not about the marks, it's about what knowledge the person carries, about the personality, and what value system he brings in, and what value addition he brings to the company. So I totally disagree when it comes to only the, bragging about only the toppers as the winners of today's world, which is totally not true.
All right, Munira, a parent here. Munira, I mean, at a practical level, you need, for instance, a certain cutoff. Right. That's the name of the game, the cutoff.
Right.
The cutoff mania, as it were, to get into medicine or engineering or whatever.
Right.
So if you want your child to pursue a particular profession, if you don't get the required marks, then you don't make the grade. So,
right.
So do you, I mean, Joshua says you don't really need the marks.
Yes, that is where I would like to ask Joshua. I mean, I'm a parent. I mean, thank God I don't have a title attached with me over here, and we are all parents here, Joshua, right? If marks are not so important, why is it that, you know, in every competition, every recruitment, every form, there is a marks section? So let's be realistic here. It's a competitive world. People are asking for marks. System is asking for marks, as the principal told over here. We are all asking for marks, but still we want to sit back and say no, marks are not important. There's a lot more things in life.
No, I don't agree. I mean, because you know,
you did engineering and then you did MBA as well.
Yeah,
if you had not got those required marks, you wouldn't have turned entrepreneur.
Trust me, my engineering marks and my MBA marks, you know, seldom did help me help what I'm doing right now. I mean, with you know, just to answer you know the question, you know, marks probably, you know, is one of the entry points alone. But once you get into a company or once you get into a system, you know, what I want to tell you is you know, that's not going to give you the promotions. That's not going to.
I think the question here is about that entry point.
Yeah, even entry point.
There are thousands, you know, trying to make an entry where, you know, the vacancy is only for 50 or maybe 20.
Absolutely.
So it matters a lot. That entry point matters a lot.
Is that the main yardstick?
No, I mean, trust me, it's not. You know, marks could be one of the yardsticks. But if you ask me, either a mark is the only yardstick, it's a definite no. I know so many state toppers, you know, who have got state first, who are without a job today.
That's interesting. Okay, well, I know, average ballpark figure give us. I mean, those who've got centums and state toppers, how many of them are without jobs?
I can tell you, you know, probably around, say, you know, 25 to 30%, because the reason why is because they have got probably the best marks, but they don't have the right personality, they don't have the right knowledge, they can't carry themselves.
Question of employability in that sense. Let's go back, since we're talking about marks, let's go go back to Mr. Manohar, the principal there. Mr. Manohar, we have seen reports of chemistry teachers evaluating English answer scripts. How fair is evaluation today, sir?
See, as far as the evaluation is concerned in the higher secondary level, we find that the teachers who correct the papers are those teachers who have the same subject as their majors. Whereas when you come to the 10th standard, what reports that came in the papers were that of 10th standard, where a 10th standard science teacher also handles English. So they in turn are given English papers to correct. But generally when it comes to higher secondary, the teachers who handle those subjects are only allowed to correct that papers, because these papers are going for revaluation, Xerox copy. So the government as well as the department will have 100% foolproof regarding the corrections.
All right, let's not forget the little topper in our studio here, Swati. Congratulations from all of us here, and we really salute you for your achievement. But tell me, how tough was it to have actually got here?
Yeah, it was really very tough. The last 1 month before the exam was so very crucial that I had to spend few sleepless nights. And as I chose biology as my major subject, it was even more difficult. But I would say there was no pressure on me from my parents' side or from my teacher's side. But then to get into a good college, I had to get this much marks, and that was, I would say, that was pressure from myself.
All right, pressure from yourself. I mean, you challenged yourself, but are marks the necessary evil? More about that when we come back after a very short break. Stay tuned.